Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Dragon Age. We find ourselves in the sparring chamber where Augustus and Porthos are practicing to further their abilities against the Darkspawn in the future. Warning, this podcast is by adults and may contain adult languages and themes.
By the way, Darkspawn? Really?
I don't know.
Hey, don't question it.
Yeah, okay.
So, Augustus, come on, try and hit me.
Do you want me to hold back, dwarf?
Maybe you should put away your real sword and, he hands you like this wooden sword here so we don't hurt each other that much.
If you insist.
Yeah. For shits and giggles, let's just say it has the same, bonuses as a real sword, except they do non-lethal, so we don't kill each other.
Call it some dual damage.
Yeah. Well then, come on, hit me.
Roll the 30. That's you hit in the neck quite nicely.
Okay, so you roll a 30. I will try to parry it. I parried it. Hit me!
I have to say, dwarf, that was an excellent parry.
Oh fuck, that's a wrong. Oh shit, that's a wrong one. Hit me!
Oh, that was a bad roll.
Well, this training seems to be doing quite well for me. I can parry 3 times in a row now. I guess we
Well-
continue hitting each other while sprouting bullshit banter.
Well, I
Oh,
guess
alright.
Serena will see that from up on the ramparts where she usually likes to hang and watch
Yes, because
people.
that's where Colin's office is.
No, that's not why.
Mhm.
Jesus, I'm on the other side. Fuck off.
Uh-huh.
I get a critical hit on the dwarf while he's staring up at Serena.
Oh shit.
She will start coming down.
Oh fuck, you actually hit me. Oh.
Not only did you fail the parry, you got the almightiest whack in the face with that one.
And
Ah.
Serena will start walking towards you eating an apple. Like, better pay some more attention in the fight, dwarf.
What the hell are you doing here with an apple?
You'll hear a
Eating
tiny
it.
giggle as a small child is led around the corner and sees the strike by Auric. Auric pats him on the head while eating a sandwich and says, "Go play with your mom. Don't fall out of any trees, kid." And watches the
What?
comp.
Why is everyone eating in the training area?
Attack roll of 30.
God damn.
Again, the dwarf is not paying attention.
We got hit again. Ow. Oh. Oof. Maybe I should be paying attention and not get hit. Ah. That hurts.
That's what I did, dwarf.
Ooh.
What are you
Look.
two doing anyway?
Look, I've been training and Rex said that I should practice my parrying, so I found Augustus and I asked him politely to hit me, which is what he is doing quite literally. He is hitting my face really, really hard.
You asked him. He's doing what you asked.
Yes,
that?
but I am being an idiot and not paying attention, so I am getting quite hit quite hard in the face.
Why don't you pay attention?
Because you are here eating an apple making crunching noises.
Dwarf, if you're that easily distracted, maybe you should forsake combat and just hide behind me in future.
I mean,
Look,
seriously.
There is a reason why I drink so much alcohol every day, but now it
Because
is
you're an
gone.
alcoholic.
That is the cause of drinking too much alcohol, not the symptoms.
No, that is
So,
why you drink so much alcohol.
yes, but in the first place, there was the other reason other than alcoholism. Look,
Which was,
I'm not telling everyone that. There's a lot of people here. I don't want them to know.
dwarf, you are a raging alcoholic with no shame, pride, or etiquette. It is
Look,
impossible for someone who actually sees you to think less of you.
it is harder to hit shit as well when you have no alcohol and you're shaking. He stares at Christina.
Mhm.
Mm,
You're shaking because you're having withdrawals from your alcohol addiction.
yes, which is why I need
Well,
alcohol.
no, you need to just let it go and focus on something else.
Yes, like getting hit.
Mhm.
With another critical hit while you're talking to Christina.
Good though.
Serena, damn it.
Serena,
Stay in character for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Let's see. Oh fuck my life. He's not paying attention. He got hit really hard.
uh, this actually is
oh,
a perfect one between the legs, by the way. Sorry, because you weren't paying
oh,
attention.
oh, ah, oh, time out. Stop hitting me. I'm not looking. Ah,
Well, there, Augustus. I mean, that was a bit uncalled for. I mean, you see that he's not. Uh,
ooh, ah. Look,
that's gonna
uh,
sting.
Dwarf,
Oh,
that is
uh,
the
Eric!
Eric finishes his sandwich and walks over to the combat and places it.
Would you care to take a look at Dwarf's balls?
what? I do not want anyone touching my balls.
I'll second that.
Well, I mean, he touched your other parts, didn't he?
No, no one touched my other parts except for me. That's why I got anointment instead of asking a healer to shove his hand up there.
Bullet gain 3d8 plus 8 hit points.
Nice. It's fine though, I didn't lose anything. It's just non-lethal.
Right.
Yeah, it's just his balls are swollen
Why are you? Why are you fixated on my testicles, there, Serena?
because they make you feel embarrassed, and I do enjoy that. After all, uh, you're embarrassing me all the time. Shouldn't I do that to you?
What do you mean? I've never done such thing.
Mm, really now?
Yes,
I seem to
none at
remember
all.
things differently.
And maybe you were just very drunk when you remember those moments.
Oh
Hmm?
no, I kind of verified something when I wasn't drunk.
Which is
Which is, I remember sending you to deliver a specific note without making any comments, and you made fucking comments.
I did. I didn't know that.
Yes, you did know that.
dwarf. Your incompetence knows no bounds.
I don't remember saying anything. Ah,
Mhm.
how very bizarre. Maybe someone has cursed me and put a hex to make me say all those terrible things.
Yes,
Roll
they
your
have.
bluff.
His name is Porthos.
Roll your bluff. Roll your bluff. Roll your
are, you,
bluff.
are you serious? You know
Yes,
it's a lie. You
Arik
fucking
bursts
know
out
it's
in
a lie.
laughter.
Jesus Christ. God damn it. Oh no.
I better get some.
Oh no.
You know, maybe you shouldn't be lying when I have verified it with other people or other person rather.
well, you see,
When
the
you
things
talk
I
to
have
someone
said.
in regards to my business, and I have business with that certain someone, I can find out what kind of things you said, Porthos.
Yes, and what did I say exactly? Would you mind reminding me?
Things that you were not supposed to say.
Oh, things that might, well, not might, that will work out better for you.
No, well, I don't need help, okay? I'm doing fine as it is.
You see Porthos winking like really hard.
I'm doing fine, Porthos. I don't need that from
Mm-hmm.
you. And by the
Yes,
way, it wasn't
indeed.
even truth.
What? But you were shy and didn't want
I
for that
was
to spread.
I wasn't shy.
Tell
Mm-hmm.
me,
Recommendation.
Serena, do you want me to hit him again?
Sure. The
Porthos
one
like
day
ready
has
to
passed.
stand. Oh, the deal was 2 days, my darling.
No, it was one day I gave you the mead.
Crap. Yeah, parrot it.
Not to mention that it's been over a week since then.
Oh, crap. So that's
By
why
the
you were being
way,
incredibly rude.
no, I just didn't have the chance to roast you about that little thing.
Yes,
Also, we might
whatever
need
you
to
say.
talk about the whole fade situation because I don't know what happened with you guys.
Well, from what Jacqueline has told me, I seem to have tried to kill her and almost killed her until they did something to me, and then I came out of it. And then they tried to kill me, and then the other one tried to kill Jacqueline. So Morrigan stepped in and stopped both of them. So that was
Because
very
I'm feeling,
lovely.
because I'm feeling kind for you, dwarf. Here's an easy strike to block.
God. Ooh. Let's see. Hey. Uh, ah, nice. Look, what happened with you and Colin in the Fade? Because Yami came out of there before you two did, and I thought that you three were together.
I missed me follow up attack.
That's a
Uh,
fucking crit fail.
oh, that's so
Oof.
bad.
So what did happen in the Fade between you and Colin? God damn, that's a crit.
That's actually
Well,
a perfect crit. You get annihilated with this shot.
Yep,
the
you got
most
fucking whacked.
the biggest thing that happened was with Yami actually.
Yes, as you say that, there's a big thwack, and then you see Porthos on the floor holding his neck and going, ah, ah.
Well, Yami managed to do quite a number on me. Colin was lucky; he fell asleep. I just got blind and then tried to blindly hide from Yami, which I failed miserably and got beaten up quite badly. As for Colin, well, when I woke up, he wasn't there, and then I walked into a demon that flayed me with his tail, and then I just bailed and hid in a barrel.
You hid in a battle.
Yes. And then I saw Colin calling out to me, and I went there, but he thought I was a demon, and he was swinging at me. But, well, that ring came in handy because he didn't hit me, and then I slapped him, and he came out of it. And wait,
Mm-hmm.
I
Dear lady,
think that the demon was Colin.
You know, this is why we dwarves don't like going to the Fade, like ever. It is not
Nobody likes
natural.
going to the Fade, but oh my god, this.
No,
Oh, oh.
never in. I am
Now,
never going back to the Fade. No
okay,
matter what happens,
well,
never
it's
again.
not up to you. It's not that we chose to go to the Fade. It's like we just ended up there.
Never again.
But it now occurred to
Dwarves.
me that when he swung at me with his sword, he missed, but then I was hit and his sword was bloody, so he must have been the demon. So I failed too. Ah,
So,
so we all
illusions.
failed.
The Fade. I don't get it how you other races could deal with the Fade. I'm quite happily dreaming. Well, not dreaming at all. Fade
Well,
is
dreams
terrible.
can be fine sometimes.
Yes, as you say, you elves and humans and the Kunari. Weird Fade, not for me. Not for me. Say, what did they do with that certain someone?
What?
What did they do with that certain someone that we met in the fort?
Well, from what I understand, he's still recovering.
Hmm. I still think we should kill him.
I think not. He
Tell
might
me,
If
have the
he
dwarf,
is
information we
what he
need.
say he is, then
dwarf,
he needs to die.
pay attention.
What?
Now, what has this person done to deserve to be killed?
Well, he has lived for. He starts counting. Look, he lived. He looks around. He's been alive since the old times before the first blight, and
Yes,
he
and
is a dark spawn from what he says.
he is actually a darkspawn, or he isn't.
Not anymore.
Well, you gave him that weird cure that made him scream your head off.
Well, yeah, but see, the fact that I didn't take it gave us a solution at that point, and I still haven't taken it.
Ah. What are the odds that the people of the Underfells will want their this person back? You never know what the wardens of the Underfells want. Those politically inspired bastards.
Dwarf, if his only crime is to be old, that's no reason to kill him.
Well,
Well,
you see, the only other person who has lived that long that I know of is that other bastard, Corypheus. Well, it's probably longer than that, but you see where I'm going. Corypheus, this
there's a
thing.
difference here because Corypheus was a magister.
Uh
This
huh.
fellow was a Grey Warden, and he was probably
Yes.
trapped there. So why don't we just get whatever information we can from him? Like, the Order has suffered enough already. We don't need to get rid of perhaps the only one who has some answer for us.
And what is the questions that needs answers?
Well, I don't know, but he might have some insight that we haven't, that we don't, and maybe he has some information that we might have overlooked.
Yes, but if you are going to do that, I might suggest that you try hiding it from those old crusty bastards in the Underfells. I guarantee you, the
Serena
moment they
will
hear of
glare
this,
at you. Really, really
if they hear of
menacingly.
this, do you know what they'll do? Oh, look, I've only been to the Underfells like a couple of times, but I know how horrible those wardens are in there. They don't even care about your safety, they just want to be politically inclined.
The wardens have only one purpose, okay?
Well, not those people in the Underfells. Have you ever been there?
Yes, I have.
They rather rule. They rather rule than do anything about it. Protect. They're a bunch of assholes. All
Well,
I'm saying is, we probably don't want those wardens to hear about this.
chances are they will. It's not up to us.
Dwarf, you are asking questions above your pay grade,
And what is my
which
pay
meant
grade?
if you were asking which straw the horses got, that would still be above your pay grade.
Ah, all I'm saying is, one way or another, this will end well, or well, not well, badly.
Well, I don't know how it will end because I don't know how it will go. The guy is still recovering. What I know is that the cure at least somewhat worked on him. For now.
Well, you were also debating whether the cure will work, and now we see it does, even to a
It's early.
person such as this caliber.
It's early.
Dwarf, if this person was a Grey Warden, he deserves our help until he has shown otherwise that he doesn't.
Calling. Ah, I hope it doesn't end well badly.
He's not our priority in regards to problems right now.
Ah,
Like, we know about the Grey Cloaks and who's behind them.
Do tell Lady Serena who is behind them.
Mm, where do I start? What do you know about Fenharel?
Not very much.
I
Hmm.
have read a couple of books about them while in my voyage.
Have you heard about this member of the Inquisition, the betrayal, the Solus guy?
Not really.
Well, hmm.
What does a old god have to do with the Inquisition?
It seems that this Solus fellow is actually Fenharel.
Good one. Good one.
Um, look, I am here sharing intel with you in good faith, and you're mocking me? Like,
Do
I.
look, not to be a dick, but really an old elven god.
It's good intel.
So you are saying that all gods, elven gods, are real then? If this, eh, ooh, that's
I don't know if he's a god. I don't know if Fenharel is a god. I know he was worshipped as one. That doesn't mean he is. What I know is that that's who he's supposed to be, and he's very, very powerful. And he's against us. And he's helping the Kunari. And he's
Hmm.
selling grey cloaks. And I suspect that he has infiltrated the keep without our knowledge.
lovely. So a person that thinks he is an elven god is controlling the Grey Cloaks and the Kunari against us, the
I don't know.
Inquisition.
I don't know if he's controlling the Kunari. I know he's helping them for some reason. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Porthos is gonna start moving
In
to a
a,
chair and
in
is gonna
any
sit down.
case, if you ever see a short, bald elf with green glowing eyes, just run and don't listen to anything they have to say.
He looks at a bald old man like a garden tending the gardens and he's like, "There's a lot of old bald elves here."
No, that's
Dwarf,
a
do you wish
very
to continue
specific.
sparring?
What?
Do you wish to continue sparring?
Uh, a lot of things to take right now. Maybe later. I'll try to call on you again if you're not busy.
By the
Uh,
way, Augustus, I know that Yami is supposed to go on a long expedition to the east. That's your part, right?
It depends on how far east she is going.
Well, I don't know, but if you're interested in joining that expedition, maybe you should make it known. I don't know how though, because Yami isn't very big at communication, but yeah.
You could always ask Jacqueline to help you talk to Yami.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of connection these two have. This is weird.
Seems to be
Yeah,
some weird telepathic thing going
I
on with
don't
this.
know. Yami is kind of like 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 a construct or something. I don't know. She follows
Yeah,
commands at least to the
I
letter.
don't know whether if that's rude or you're. Oof,
I could
that
No,
seems
just
that
very
talk
is
to her.
rude.
that is simply a fact. She follows commands to the letter.
Yeah.
And
Eh,
that's not her problem, that's a me problem, because of my specific command that I gave her, I almost got killed, pretty much. Because but at least we got the intel about who's behind the gray cloaks from the person that she carried off, pretty much. I really don't want to think about this mission.
uh, my mind is occupied lately of trying to support the new port that we have created.
Well, I for one am glad that you found an outlet and that you've taken initiative for doing something useful for once.
Tell
Uh,
me, Dwarf, are you trying to help out this new port out of purely the kindness of your heart, or do you have more selfish reasons?
uh, no pirate would do anything out of the kindness of their own hearts.
Somehow I suspected you were of a low grade.
At least he's doing something. What do you do?
I
Look,
am grooming my wolf and preparing for battle again.
mm,
Yeah, that's useful to us. How?
Well, it was useful when I took the port with you, although unfortunately I took the brunt of that fire spell, which hurt quite a bit.
Well, after that port, we have managed to take a gold mine and a watchtower and make a bunch of gold in the meantime while you were recovering from a little burn.
Your talent for understatement is only exceeded by the dwarf's talent for drunkenness.
the dwarf is like slightly sweating when you guys keep talking about the port and the fire and the burns. He's like holding his face, like just trying to calm himself.
Like, seriously, what have you been doing for the past week? More than a week, actually. We've been away on an
Recuperating,
expedition for 6 days.
recuperating, repairing my weapons, repairing my armor, making sure my beloved purebred direwolf Charlie is taken care of and properly groomed and his injuries are healed.
Hmm. I think that your bottle seasoning is going to take some time, Augustus.
I was sent to get seasoning, not necessarily all of it battle.
I'm pretty sure your grandfather didn't mean for you to get seasoned by laying on a bed.
And tell me, has my battle prowess been lacking?
It's not your battle prowess that's lacking, is your battle presence that's lacking.
Well, I shall rectify that momentarily.
I sure hope so. Because personally, I am pretty damn tired.
Tired
What
of
has you
what?
tired, Serena?
Overworked, perhaps? I don't know, I haven't missed a mission so far. You guys are all the time, like, uh, recovering.
Well,
Ready?
for the next mission, if you like, you can go on the front line and I'll cover your back.
Well, I'm not that good at lying on my bed. I'm better at killing things.
Speaking like a true angel of death.
She'll glare at you again, like really menacingly.
Uh,
Just watch it, dwarf, because maybe the angel would want to relieve you.
uh, well, if the angel ends up doing that, would you kindly bury me near the beaches?
Forest it is.
Uh,
Actually, dwarf,
just
I'll bury you beside that spring that I dumped you in the other week.
good enough,
I don't
even
think
though
that
it will
would be a
taint
good
it.
idea. This is where we're supposed to go and relax. I don't think a grave would be very relaxing there. And
My
and knowing
Quite the,
this fucker, he's gonna be haunting us.
quite the contrary. It would give us great satisfaction to know that the dwarf could not annoy us any further.
the dwarf's essence will sprinkle the hot springs with his rejuvenating juices.
I have no words.
uh, uh, well, uh, this has been a
Serena,
very
surely,
busy.
Serena, sir, surely you've seen that expert hit that I gave to the dwarf's nether regions, considering him being so small.
If you want to impress me, do it out in the field, not in the training yard.
Well, if I was out in the field and I hit him there, he wouldn't have any left, and he'd probably bleed to death.
Look, no one. Can you please stop talking about my testicles? It's really creepy that you guys are simply chattering on about my lovely balls while I am right in front of you.
Well, we wouldn't have any reason to talk about your testicles behind your back. They're not of that much interest to us. Understand?
Then stop talking about it in front of me if it's not that interesting.
I think you're missing the point here.
Dwarf, you always miss the point.
The point
Yes.
here is to annoy you. The only way we can do that is we talk about your balls right in front of your face.
And about the repeated
Otherwise,
times you keep hitting them.
yeah, otherwise there would be no effect.
Uh, if one can do this. Uh, nah, I want to do something better.
Perhaps we should hit the tavern.
Excellent idea, Serena. Would you like me to buy you a drink? Preferably one with alcohol in it.
Sure, if you're paying. I
I
don't know how you're gonna make it, however. Have you made any money here yet?
Yeah, I have
Anything
a few
chuckle?
crowns. I can pay for drinks tonight.
Fine. So, are you coming? She looks at Porthos.
The dwarf was not
Uh,
invited. He has to maintain his sobriety. However,
Oh,
Eric the priest can come with us, can't he?
he can come and he can drink some tea, like he often does lately.
He drinks well.
look,
He just doesn't get drunk.
I need to replace the alcohol with something.
I still want to
And
finish the
you,
hot springs.
Is that the case? Because I seem to remember an evening about a week ago where you were having a lot of tea while you were insisting that they drink all the alcohol for some reason.
I do not remember such things.
Hmm. Anyway, keep
It,
moving. Arik, are you coming?
Yeah, we'll come for a little bit, but then I'm going to trek out and finish up some work on the springs.
You know what they say, too much work and no play. Let's corrupt the priest.
why do you? Never mind. He starts waddling towards the inn.
Yeah, that's how you run out of hit points when you start bugging the priest. Kill me. I'm gonna heal this other guy first. You just try to stay alive.
Well, let's see what kind of drinks Augustus is gonna bring us. Better be something good.
Do you have a
We needed
preference on what I
we
should
needed
get?
we needed the dwarf last time when we did the hot springs because he's a dwarf. He knows. We just automatically assume he knows how to dig and funnel and do all this stuff. We just
uh,
assume.
I only know how to dig when I am shit faced.
Okay, we can do both.
I believe we cannot.
No, we cannot. We really cannot.
Uh, very sad that we cannot do such things no longer.
You can still dig without being shit faced.
It takes the fun out of it.
Dwarf, it is possible to have fun without alcohol.
I mean, I could take a whip and whip your ass while you're digging coal. That will be fun.
For you, but not for the dwarf.
Actually, dwarf would be fun for me as well.
Wow, terrible people. Uh, I still have no clue why I hang out with you two so much.
Because dwarf, no one else will tolerate you.
uh, that is sad and hilarious at the same time.
And painfully true.
I don't know
uh,
about that. We have a few more dwarves in.
uh,
I have yet to meet them. I take it they're not as bad as the one we have.
I don't know. This one kind of grows on me.
In a
uh,
good way or a bad way?
I guess
Like a weed?
like a tumor,
what
It's a
but
lag.
but
wait,
It's like
but
what
not
fungus.
a
is the
malicious
tumor?
one.
Fuck, man, that's so brutal. Jeez.
I have yet to hear of a good tumor growing on you.
Well, depends
Uh,
on how you see it.
uh, uh, I believe the new dwarf is talking about how he'll own the tavern soon.
Dwarf, the only
Uh,
way for you to own the tavern is if everyone else died of alcohol poisoning.
Not
oh, he's not
me,
talking
the
about
other
him, the
dwarf.
other dwarf. Well, there are two other dwarfs. Yeah, what's his name? Oren. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Oren wants to own the tavern. Now, I wouldn't think that it's gonna happen soon. You know how much gold you'd need for that?
More than the port, apparently.
Well, yeah, it's a tavern. I think with how things are going, I might be good at becoming a loan shark.
uh, and who would want to take a loan from the beautiful angel of death?
Whoever
You a
needs
dwarf.
Uh, I would never take such loans. I know how loans work.
And tell me, dwarf,
Yeah, but
who other than Serena would lend you money?
Ah, well, that is true, but I would never take a loan from our dear friend here.
well, if anything, taking a loan from me would pretty much make sure that I wouldn't kill you until it was repaid. So
Ah,
that's a
well
lease on your
then,
life.
can I borrow some money? So let's see. I would like to borrow 10,000 gold.
How about no?
What? But I'd have to pay you with interest. It's fine.
I think, dwarf, she'd also like to be repaid before she dies of old age.
Hey,
Well, old age is not a thing. Grey Wardens do.
uh,
I just gotta look a bit thoughtful at that comment.
Porthos is just going to sigh. Look, you will be fine as long as you know. But it is your decision to make if you want to or not.
I I think I'll hold off a little bit longer. I don't even know what I'm waiting for, honestly, at this point. But mm,
Just
I
do it
mean,
before the whisper starts.
well, I still have some time until the actual whispers start.
And if you do end up going back down there to Orzammar, could you kindly tell all the dwarves there that they can suck my ass?
You can send a letter.
uh, it always is fun pissing off Orzammar dwarves. Big ass stick up their asses.
Yeah, but
Lady Serena,
they are our
I would
allies.
I would not trust the dwarf with passing on messages. You're likely to start a war.
Uh,
Well, I don't think that the words of one dwarf can start a war, but I
You have
wouldn't piss on my underground allies, so to speak. They have been very helpful.
all the dwarves in Orzammar are all the cast this, the cast that. You cannot hold a weapon for you are not part of the warrior caste. You cannot craft a weapon for you are not part of the smith caste. You are a spit on the road. You are a surfacer dwarf. Act like one. And the hypocrisy in that is quite amusing to me because they cannot make money with just the dwarves underground there. They have to rely on the surface dwarves. Well, money. Ah, no trade will flow without the surface dwarves. Ah, hypocrites.
and how bad are they, dwarf?
Sorry, what? Could you repeat that?
How bad are they?
Well, if you're not part of any caste, they will abandon you even though you are born into a family that is full of warriors. Let's say your mother slept with a person she loves who. Okay, let me rephrase. Your mother is from the warrior caste. Your father is a good for nothing casteless, but well, apparently they love each other. You are born, your mother gets a dropped off.
Yes.
She's now casteless, and now she has to beg in the streets, begging everyone for money, but they won't because, well, she made a child with a castless, so she is as good as castless. They will spit on her. They will do nothing. They will watch her die just because we are not part of a shaperate full of hypocrites.
I
Or
mean,
Zamari.
they're similar to the Cunari, I suppose.
You know, I heard that new king is a lot better, but I don't know. Orzammar will always be Orzammar.
In any case, I don't understand why you're so pissed about Orzamar. You haven't even lived there.
Ah, yes, indeed, I have not. You can you can roll a bluff. Sense
Okay,
motive.
roll it.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh, god damn it, that's fucking good, man. God
Hey,
damn it.
knowing you,
Oh
hey.
god, no.
uh,
I mean, after all, you're from fucking Antiva of all places. I don't know how that
Yeah.
worked out.
Yes, I am indeed from Antiva. Never been to Orzammar. Nope, not at all.
Augustus returns from the tavern with a barrel of mead and 2 bottles of red wine.
Ah, damn it, you did not get any lovely tea for me. How sad. Oh, I feel
Uh,
so neglected.
Dwarf, as per usual, you never gave me a single copper piece to buy your drinks.
So you are saying if I were to give you money right now, you would get me a drink?
No, I've already been to the tavern. You can go yourself.
Shit. Look, you know I cannot go into a tavern because of what happened, and I don't want to talk about it. Oof.
Um,
Dwarf, if you like, I can have Charlie bring you in by the scruff. Then you're not actually physically in the tavern. You're being carried by a direwolf.
I do not think the tavern, the barkeep would think that, but I mean, we're free to try.
Well, as long as you don't care about your garments, we can certainly try.
He looks down and tries to see what the fuck is wearing. Oh, never mind. I believe this is too expensive to get chewed off by a wolf.
Really, what did you steal this time?
Oh, it's just what I stole before. I mean, not stole, acquired. I acquired it through legal means from an Eurasian merchant. Uh, he gave me his lovely, lovely silk dress. Not dress, outfit, whatever. Fine.
You stole a silk dress.
It's not a dress, it's a
Dwarf,
kilt.
you just called it a dress, and it looks like a dress, and it's made of silk.
It's a kilt.
A kilt is made of much sterner stuff, as is supposed to be a
It's
durable garment.
I
don't
don't see
question
the
it.
issue here. Why? I mean, what are you doing now? Giving stylistic advice? Just get him some tea for fuck's sake. We don't have time for this shit.
You know, you
I
could
d-
do it as well, Serena.
well, to be honest, I did actually get him tea. I just wanted to poke fun at him.
Oh, oh, you do care. I love you too.
Don't touch me.
Oh,
So, Arik, are you gonna have a drink with us?
Of course, we'll have a quick drink, but then off to more work we go.
You're no fun.
damn, you are more of a worker than Serena here.
He looks a little down. He's like, I've missed out on some of the actual combat. You all are risking your lives, and I've been. I mean, I'm not negating what I've been doing. I'm about to say I'm healing and removing diseases from people, and that's very good. But I like to be able to do more. So fixing up the little hot springs is just something I figured would be nice for everybody.
Mm. It is a great place to relax, Tim. You are increasing everyone's morale.
I mean, yeah, uh, being part of the battle isn't always the most important thing. Recovering those of us who come back wounded is quite important, actually. I know I almost died last week.
See?
Mm.
Mhm.
Ah,
Come to think of it, I still haven't found Graham to thank him about removing that bolt from my back. Ugh, he'll think of me that I'm a real bitch.
creme, like Iron Bull's creme.
Yeah, the charger.
When I was still in the allowed to go in the inn, I always saw creme there. with the other part of the chargers. They like to hang out in the tavern. Maybe if you want to say thank you or apologize for being a prick for not saying thank you can go to the
I
tavern.
wasn't being a prick. I was very angry. I had a bolt sticking out of my back. I was running on pure adrenaline at that point, and I had to go give a report to Liliana. So, excuse me if I wasn't chirpy and happy about it.
Ah, yes. You know, some people say they enjoy being impaled by bolts. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I just put
I
my head
don't
down on that one.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I'll
Yeah,
just
Serena,
many
stop.
people like being impaled, but not with bolts.
Serena, that was very inefficient of you to give a report while impaled by an arrow.
It's part of what I do. There are
Ah,
priorities, and the information that I had in that report was of the highest priority. So it had to come first.
I would have thought the arrow and the blood coming out of the wound would have taken priority in case you keeled over from blood loss.
Well, I'm still here, so I guess that didn't happen.
Clearly. How is the wine?
praise on draft day.
Well, I'm just glad that I ran into Krem and not Cullen that day, because he would have insisted I would go to Zach first.
Ah, how very sweet.
She will not comment. She will just start drinking wine
uh, ah,
and awkwardly looking in the distance.
are you looking to the direction of Colin's office?
Uh, dude, maybe.
uh, 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 Porthos is gonna giggle to himself. God damn it.
Serena is gonna kick him under the table.
What the fuck? Ah,
Oh,
ah,
anything wrong, dwarf?
oh, nothing. I think some huge hag kicked me under the table.
Oh, and with that, I pick up my sandwich and plate and stuff and bow and leave the area.
Why?
The rage of heaven may ensue.
uh,
No,
Yeah,
oh,
things are
Eric,
fine. Everything's fine.
where are
Everything's
you going,
fine.
Eric?
Isn't
I thought
everything
you
fine,
enjoyed.
Porthos?
Oh yes, everything is quite fine. Why are you leaving?
I have other things to take care of. Everyone, please have a good day. And as I lean over to Porcel's ears, like, are your is I know it's a private matter, but is your ass hurt? Is your ass better? Was the
Oh,
ointment okay?
Porthos like screams, "Oh, for fuck's sake, leave! I do not want to talk about such trifle."
Yeah, he looks down. It was aloe. It's. I was
Shh.
trying a new mixture.
No more. No more.
Is it
Do not remind me of the thing.
the the swelling is down then?
No more.
Thank you. And mosey on my way.
No more.
Good day, fine priest.
Later, gentlemen.
Later, Eric.
Goodbye.
I guess have fun
Enjoy.
digging.
Yes, and if you do
Holes.
not know, there is that famous digging song about diggy diggy holes.
Dwarf, do
That
not,
you
dwarf,
No,
can.
no, no,
no.
no, no, no.
What?
Dwarf, if you sing that song again, my wolf will rip your ears off. He hates that
Oh,
song.
Wow.
Well, it's not
Wow.
his ears that he has to rip off, but anyway.
Trust me, the dwarf will be too busy worrying about his ears to sing that thrice damned song.
Why do it's the best song ever? Why do you guys hate it so much?
Maybe because of the memories that it brings back.
You mean memories that you will cherish because I am there singing a song about digging a hole?
No, because you gave this song gave me extra work because I had to babysit you in order to cover all those holes that you dug.
Oh, oh yes, now I remember.
Then there's the babysitting you, making you fill in all the holes you dug.
Ah, digging and filling holes are quite different, and one of those is not fun.
Well, us babysitting you was certainly not fun, but we did it anyway.
Ah, it means you care because you you babysitted me.
No, it meant we got the evil eye of the commander, which meant we had to do it.
No, it means you care. He starts hugging your hand. Oh,
I
you
will remove
care.
yourself from my hand if you wish to keep your arms.
Oh, so mean. Ah,
I mean, seriously, Augustus, though, do you ever remove that stick from up your ass?
huh?
I do not. I assure you, fair lady, I do not have a stick up my arse. The only stick I have was whacked off the dwarf's balls.
oh
Mm,
my.
yeah,
Which
you're being very, very serious all the time, and not for good reasons, I suppose.
Hey, you never know. You might have a very, very traumatizing childhood that where if he were to smile, a magical stick will grow and it will go up his ass.
dwarf, your joke is as uninspiring as your
Ah,
choice of alcohol.
Porthos, I doubt that his childhood was any traumatizing. What, his feather pillows were too rough, or his silk bed sheets were too slippery.
Ah, my dear
Uh,
Christina. I mean,
actually,
Serena.
dear Serena, I had goose feather pillows.
Just because one is rich and the other is poor doesn't mean they still have the same problems.
Spare me.
Ah,
She will look very irritated about that. She doesn't like rich people very much,
ah,
especially people that were born into riches. So.
I did not choose the circumstance of my birth. I just made the best of what I had.
you have to do what you have to do.
The do the best of what you had. Oh, poor little baby. You had to sleep in goose feather pillows and silken bed sheets in a palace. What a tragedy.
And raise my beloved direwolf.
You know, you are
Oh,
sounding more and more like you're from Ferelden the more I think about it. You
not to mention, I
didn't.
had to endure very tedious music lessons all the time. Despite the obvious, it was obvious to anyone with a pair of ears I had no talent for it anyway, but they insisted on doing it to torture me.
Uh, roll perception, both of you.
Oh shit.
I want to
Uh,
know to see if you can see how angry Serena is getting from what Augustus is saying, and I'll see what I can do to try and hide that. How would I try and hide that with bluff?
I got an 18.
Probably diplomacy, not bluff. So. Okay, so you both can see that she's quite angry. She's tapping her fingers on the table and drinking in silence, trying to not listen to what she's hearing and be in disbelief from what she's hearing.
Uh,
So let me get this straight. You think that you had a hard childhood, is that it?
I never said I had a charge. This drink is having a bad effect on me. I never said I had a hard childhood. I just said it wasn't as easy as you thought it was. My grandfather was sadistic sometimes.
Please do tell.
Well, I just did. I didn't have those
Oh, you
feathers
had
you thought.
music lessons.
Yes, no, I had tormenting lessons. It was clear from my very first music lesson I had no talent for music or aptitude, and I nearly decapitated myself with the cello. But regardless of this, I had to go to these music lessons for an hour every day, 4 days a week, regardless of my protestations, attacking my tutors, and so on and so forth.
Well, see, because I'm a bit confused about what about this is hard exactly. Because if I didn't bring in enough gold in the day, I was beaten with a stick until I was bruised.
Porthos is just gonna loudly sip his tea as what do you call it?
Unsubtle.
Etiquettely as possible, I guess. I don't know. And just like dart his eyes between you two while sipping the tea really loudly.
At this, my wolf shows his breeding and smacks Porthos in the back of the head with his paw and growls at just like
uh, he was about to say "Al" really loudly, but he's just gonna stay quiet because he doesn't want to get noticed by the two of you arguing at the
So tell me, Augustus, how many times did you have to be bitten with a stick into a pulp as a 10-year-old? Please do
uh,
tell.
just the once when I assaulted my music teacher. My grandfather
And
was
then
especially
perhaps you
ashamed of me then.
realized that perhaps your life wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
Well, having been in this place for a couple of weeks now, I've noticed that I didn't have it that bad after all.
Well,
And
good.
that,
At least you can be part of reality, perhaps, because
again, I am slowly receiving my seasoning and seeing that the world is not as sheltered as I thought it was.
sheltered is actually a very accurate description. Some people didn't even have shelter.
Yes, I've seen that in my travels on the way here. Although I probably wasn't very kind to the messenger who gave my grandfather the letter. I pulled a very evil prank on him.
Well, noble and rich brats usually do thoughtless things.
Yes, I had not learned the proper etiquette that you don't shoot the messenger.
You shot the messenger.
Yes.
Oof.
Well, not shoot him so much as push him into the pit where they clean out the outhouses.
I
And by
don't know if
push, I
that's
mean kick.
So, what I'm getting is that you've been a really, really awful person.
I have at times, yes. I am trying to remedy that, and the dwarf does not help as he brings out the worst in me.
I don't think that the dwarf is responsible for your actions.
Well, to be fair, you did kick him in the face and you did dump him in a hot spring when he was passed out. So it is not
Well,
just me.
the kick in the face was a reminder not to say things he might regret, and the
Man,
tossing in the pool was for his own good because he had to sober up.
thinking about this, you guys are very abusive. Why am I hanging out with you? I should hang out with Eric more instead of you bastards.
Maybe perhaps you also have issues that you don't want to admit of having,
Well,
and
issues
you're
like what?
feeding off our own problems, trying to forget your own.
Yeah.
Oh, or you think that the fact that you're a drunkard means that you're all healthy and your brain is in the right place and you're at
Uh,
peace.
oh, I'm not stupid enough to think that. It's just to
I don't know,
forget.
dwarf. You have proven yourselves to be very, very stupid many
Well,
times.
to you, to you, there's a difference to everybody else.
Dwarf, I have only known you a few weeks, and you're one of the stupidest people I've ever encountered.
You say that now, but you will see someday. Someday.
I would be very shocked if
Oh,
anyone
the
was worse than
dwarf
you.
is no fool, believe me. It's just
Someday.
that his brain is applied only in certain situations.
I do not know how to feel about that. Oof.
Well, in any case, I think you owe me some. What should I say? Some confession time.
Who?
Because right now you know more things about me than I know about you, and we have to change that.
Well, what is there to know? I am merely a pirate from Antiva, and I am a sailor, and that's really the only thing that's interesting about me.
Basically, dwarf, we want blackmail material. So, how did you
uh,
become a
No,
pirate?
I'm not interested in blackmail material. I'm interested in who I'm talking to.
uh, uh,
Because at this moment, unfortunately, you know more things about me than probably most others.
well, from what you can tell, I am from Antiva, from the way I speak, and I am a pirate from the way I fight, the way I sail, the way
That's
I
not
do
what I
everything.
want to know. Where were you born? How was your childhood? Why did you end up a pirate? You know, that sort of thing. What made you turn to drinking?
From what I can remember, I am born in Jeddah, from what my mother tells me. Uh, they said that we sailed around the world when we were trying to escape. Well, when they were trying to escape Orzammar, because, well, the new king wasn't there yet. By the way, you can roll. Uh, I'm debating whether to make this real or not. You know, fucking roll sense motive. Let's
Well,
see.
roll your bluff.
Yeah. Fuck. Frick. Frick.
Well, I can see through that.
Frick. God damn it. You motherfuckers.
Dwarf,
uh,
Well, if you can't be honest with me,
if you
fine,
don't tell
after
the
fine,
all the
truth, you'll
things that
regret
I've
it.
shared with you,
fine. I will tell you. Look, I did not lie about me being born in Jadar. What I did lie about is us running away from Orzamar. We decided to leave there, from what my mother tells me.
You decided to leave, or you were driven out.
We decided to leave because our family was being blackmailed by the Carta. It was either do this, do that, or, well, die. So we traveled around, sailing, becoming profitable merchants in the surface. From what my father and mother said, they even joined the Merchants Guild, and that's how we ended up in Antiva through bartering and giving stuff and all that. And then
So
the
what did the
infighting
card have
happened.
on you?
I don't, I don't. Do I really have to tell you?
Yes.
Can't I just tell you what happened to me and not what happened to my parents?
I mean, of all the things you said, that's what caught my interest
Then,
more.
look, we were. He looks around, looking if there's any Templars. We were smuggling lyrium.
Big hoot.
And, well, you should probably know how that's super illegal and can super get you killed. Especially if the Carta knows about it.
Yeah, the authorities want to take time with this smuggling.
He looks around again, shifty eyes.
Actually, Dwarf, my grandfather did castrate a smuggler one time as a suitable punishment to set an example to the rest.
Uh,
He
I
made
have
me
not.
watch.
I have nothing against smuggling. I'm not so big about the delirium part.
well, it is, from what I understand, for a group of mages that he looks around again for any Templars, for any mages that did not want to be caught by the circle. They were called, he looks around again, the association or something like that.
Well, I assume that you were not involved with this, were you?
No, I was born in the surface, never was part of the Carta, or been to Orzammar myself. I just heard stories about terrible it is.
Okay, so how about after you went to Antiva?
Well, you see, in Antiva, if someone wants something done, you call the crows. So nothing. If you want a noble gun, you don't send an army. You just merely pay an assassin to do it. Less mess, less
Serena
drama,
will take a sip of the wine. I wouldn't know anything about that.
less drama. You see, we ended up becoming quite known in Antiva. We uh, we were known to getting nobles what they want. And you see, there was this moment in Antiva where there's this.
So you were a crow,
No, I am not a crow. We are just, like I said, merchants and smugglers,
but
and
you
we get
were
people what they
friends
want.
with them.
No, why would I be friends with someone trying to kill me?
Oh, they were trying to kill you. Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
good.
What
No,
do you
no,
mean,
I
good?
mean good that you were not on their side.
You see,
They screwed
not
me over
all,
pretty bad.
not all crows are terrible. You see, for one, without the crows, the Antivans would get invaded a lot. But no one wants to invade Antiva because, well, no one
They
wants
have
to face
nothing
the
worth
might.
taking.
Well,
Oh
I
no!
suppose perhaps without the crows I wouldn't be here.
You see, if they try to invade Antiva, they would face the might of the crows and the Spider Queen's, well, web. As you know, the queen of old Antiva married her daughters to all the lords around the places. So if they were to attack, well, they would face the might of the princess and the queen's cousins because, well, no one wants that. And if they try to do a sneak attack on good old Antiva, they would get murdered by the crows. So, in a way, they are our vanguards in Antiva, and in another way, they are also the menace of Antiva. Uh, so, in a way, I admire the crows for what they do. They make things less messy, and you can just pay them to stop a war from happening, or they can pay them to have you murdered, or they fail, so now you have to run away from Antiva and become a pirate because, well, you're the last of the member of your family because everyone else is dead. So now you're a pirate smuggling for a very idiotic captain that wants to make cat luck. But uh,
I have no love for the crows.
yes, you have mentioned that before.
Well, it is. They are the reason why I had to become a Grey Warden.
Mm,
Perhaps then, Serena, you should work for my grandfather. He always has need of good hunters to deal with crows.
Perhaps not.
He pays very well.
I'm happy where I am.
uh,
As you wish.
Anyway, the crows didn't take very kindly to my rejection of joining them, so they decided I should pay for that offense, I suppose.
to be fair, from what I understand, not all crows have the same allegiances. There's a cell, bunch of cells, lots and lots of cells.
I have no interest in that. What I know is that they set me up, I got caught, and then I was out of the game.
uh, in a weird way, I guess we can thank the crows for taking us where we are today, and this old musty fortress called uh,
Skyhold.
Skyhold. Brought us together, did it not? As funny as it
Well,
sounds.
unfortunately, it did.
Ah, bloody crows.
Hmm.
But like I said, not all crows are terrible. Cells and cells upon cells.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't enjoy meeting any of them, personally.
As weird as this might sound, but I have met a very, how you say, nonchalant crow before. He did not want to kill me, and he just wanted me to smuggle something out for him. He's a very nice person. And last I met him, it was in somewhere in Ferelden. I think it was. What is the city in Ferelden called again? Well, something with a D. Then,
Denrim.
yes, Denner. I met him there once to smuggle something out for him. Ah, they, amusingly enough, they were posing as merchants and they wanted to smuggle something out. To be fair, I think they were trying to smuggle a human. Eh, worked out for me. More money, more danger. Fun, fun, fun.
Smuggling a human out can be exceptionally hazardous for your health. I wouldn't advise it.
Yes, I did tell them I won't do it again, but damn, the pay was really good. Uh, got us enough money to make experimentations that ended up destroying our ship. Explosives. Such terrible things.
Is that where you're trying to recreate explosives?
I, to be fair, I never did ask the captain why he wants to make those, but eh, we can't have the Kunari being the only ones with those kinds of explosives. And we are trying to be the first ones to recreate it. Though I have heard a dwarf has tried before. I heard he was in adamantine, not adamantine, amaranthine, a few years back. Made the biggest explosions everyone has seen. Crazy dwarf.
So you think you'll be able to recreate what the Kunari have?
Well, I don't know. But with Jacqueline and the blind girl, they met with the captain and they're making new stuff in the port that we have renovated. So we shall see. If it works, then it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And we need more money to make more and more of those experiments.
So this is why you're investing in the port.
Who knows? Maybe. Maybe. Well, no matter what happens, the port will help out the Inquisition.
Ports have always been very, very useful in any kind of war.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Now, dwarf and fair lady, if you'll excuse me, I have become inebriated with this mead, and my dog and my look, I really am drunk. My beloved wolf needs to relieve himself and not on the dwarf, despite him eyeballing you consistently.
thankfully, thank you for that.
Well, at least we know a few things about the dwarf now, more.
Which is really very helpful.
And we know a few things about Augustus too.
Happy times, happy days. Uh,
Well, I don't think that talking about my situations is something that Augustus would understand.
Much as I would like to understand, I'm probably not capable of understanding entirely.
Yes, that's what I fear.
For that, I do apologize.
Mm.
I have heard stories, of the calling.
I have to.
I really hope you take the cure.
Is there a cure for the calling?
Supposedly.
I mean, I was under the impression that the blood became one with your blood, and the two were intertwined into something altogether different.
Well, there has been a cure developed. Supposedly. In any case, if I am to take it, I wanted to at least have a meaning to it.
And that meaning would be
Well, when I find that out, I will maybe let you know. Although, honestly, probably not.
Porthos gazes at Cullen's office and he goes, "Is that not meaning enough?"
I can't say. Why do you have to bring that up?
The
And
dwarf has a
Well,
bad
and
habit
she
of
will
bringing
start
up bad
rubbing her
subjects.
forehead like really, like she's trying to remove a headache or something. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. It's too early. I don't know. I don't know how I feel, okay? Satisfied? I don't know how to classify this.
Understandable.
I don't think you know what we're talking about.
uh, oh, life.
Probably not. I think I am a bit inebriated.
Well, yeah, there's that. Mm. But I don't know. I should probably be a bit more open, I suppose.
Maybe if whatever it is I am doing doesn't pan out, I should join the wardens. uh,
You think that would be a good idea, especially now after all we've been through? Like, the order is pretty much almost dissolved. The few of us that are left are scattered.
do you not still have voice up? The Underfell?
Yes, but
Those ah, old cootie bastards.
well, at least they were spared the whole Corypheus thing. I was lucky with that too, because I was in the deep roads at the time. But most of my brothers were not.
I have a very weird proposition. A very funny thing that came to mind, since being a Grey Warden is probably all terrible and unnecessary. But if you die, like if you die, whatever means, and I am still alive, maybe I'll join the Legion of the Dead in your name.
uh, that uh, you know, I would like to see that.
What? You want to see my funeral? You
Well,
know, that's what they call their joining the funeral. Uh,
what's the point of joining the Legion of the Dead after I die? I won't be able to
well, you
see
gotta
this.
preserve your, I guess, what you are, a darkspawn killer, an angel of death. And what better way to preserve that than joining an organization killing darkspawn for all eternity in the deep roads? Hey, maybe if you don't take the cure and the calling happens, I will join you in there, except as a legionary instead of a crusty old Grey Warden.
Uh, are you trying to make me take the cure, or what are you trying to do with that exactly?
I do not know. It's just a funny thought that came into my old and decrepit brain.
Dwarf, perhaps you should see about getting that fixed.
It just needs more alcohol. It's been deprived of it for so many weeks.
And it will stay that way. And you haven't been deprived. I remember giving you mead.
It's one cup.
It was a whole jug, and you chugged it. Not my fault
It
if you
was
can't
a cup.
savor it.
Dwarf, just because you wanted to be a cup does not mean it was actually a cup. And chugging a jug of mead should have satisfied you if you weren't a raging alcoholic.
He puts his hand up, you see it shaking. It's not working.
Then something may be wrong with you, dwarf.
I think there's
Although it's
something wrong
just,
with all of us.
well, obviously we joined the Inquisition.
Well, it could be worse. We could have joined the Grey Wardens.
The Grey Wardens is a noble if fatal cause.
Yes, where you go insane after 30 years.
Dwarf, I wouldn't badmouth the Grey Wardens. They actually do good, unlike the Crows.
Well, the crows were not corrupted by Corypheus, though.
The Crows were corrupted by greed, pure and simple.
They didn't try to raise a demon army. He has a point,
Yet,
but we're still trying to work towards correcting our past wrongs. But in order to do that, we need to recognize them, not just pretend it didn't happen.
a very wise philosophy to follow.
Well, this has been a very depressing evening. Thinking all about the death and the past.
Well,
Ah,
we were not supposed to talk all about death. I actually wanted to ask you something, but I don't
which is?
know.
Ask away while I'm still conscious before the mead knocks me out.
I don't know how to. Mm. Well, I guess since the dwarf knows, uh, there has been some developments. Um, I mean, I'm trying to understand what it is that is going on with me, but I don't know if either of you can be helpful.
I will endeavour to do my best, dear lady.
Okay, what's being in love feel like?
It is my understanding it is a very confusing feeling, as many things are going on at once.
uh,
Why are
as
And
you
you,
you
still
sir,
ask
laughing?
that,
You just answer my question, damn it.
as you ask that, Porthos like kind of chokes on his tea and spits out. uh,
This isn't
ah,
funny.
uh,
I do
uh,
apologise, Serena. Your intelligent question is wasted on the dwarf.
Well, your reply wasn't very specific or enlightening either, so can
My reply
either of
was
you help
interrupted.
me out here? Okay, please do go on. And she will look at Porthos like shushing him.
For example, I do love Charlie, my direwolf. and as such, I would do anything for
Let
him.
me stop you right there. This is not the thing I'm asking. And right now I'm just getting weird things about what you may be doing with your direwolf. So can we? Oh my!
I hope you're not implying that I did something untoward with my wolf.
I don't
uh,
believe that you have. Have you ever been in love, Augustus,
I have, yes,
with a person?
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Well, unfortunately, being in love with a person, again, it's very conflicting. You love them, but you also want to hurt them at the same time.
Um,
uh, that sounds. Ooh, that is the
I
very weird kind of love that I've ever heard of.
And you know you love them if you can love them without actually hurting them.
this is that confuses me even more.
Then you know what love is.
I don't know about that because what you're describing doesn't sound like anything like it.
In that
Ugh.
case, I am delighted to have helped you, and I'm going to retire to my chambers as I am barely able to walk.
Yeah, thank you for your help, Augustus.
Thank you for the lovely tea.
Try to enjoy it, dwarf, and leave it at just tea.
uh,
Don't worry, I'm watching him.
and that is the problem.
I shall
Uh,
bid you both a good evening.
See you later, Augustus.
do I
Yeah,
guess what?
as soon as Augustus leaves, he's actually gonna grab Porthos by the scruff of his neck. He's like, "You tell me now, is what he's saying true?"
What do you mean?
I'm confused here. Just
Well,
uh,
could you let go and maybe I
yeah,
can try
yeah.
to
Okay. She will let
look.
go.
Okay, from what I can understand, love is when you can't stop thinking about the other person, no matter how stupid it is. No matter what you do, stupid things happen. You still can't stop thinking about this other person. You cannot breathe if you know that they are hurt. You can't help but be happy when they are happy. You cannot live without them. That
How
sort of
about
thing.
like physical symptoms?
Well, they. I believe I've mentioned this to you before, but they tend to stare at you longingly when you're not looking or when they think they don't see.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, I feel weird. And no, I don't mean that. I mean, okay, that is normal. Like, yeah. I don't mean that. I mean,
uh,
it's it's
explain.
it's it's uh, it's like there's a knot in my stomach
Ah, the thing they
when
call
he's
butterflies.
around, but
Yes,
it's relieved uh at
it is.
some moments.
They call it the butterflies. Like when you are next to your loved one, you feel like there's some butterflies in your stomach and you
Well, I
can't.
don't feel butterflies. I feel like something like a knot, and like uh, when he holds me, it's like the knot is unknotted. That does that make sense?
Yes, I think it is. How am I going to tell this to you?
I don't know, with words, I hope.
Uh, Look, there is no doubt about it, my dear. You are quite in love with this fellow, and from what I can gather, he is with you as well.
How
He
would you
is
know
willing to.
that?
Well, this might be quite a shock to you, but there was that time you got really drunk and told me about everything. Well, not everything, half of it. About how he caught you when you were about to fall, and when you two were drinking wine, and that happened the second time.
Yeah, but
And
that doesn't say much. I mean, uh,
yes,
I've kissed other
and how
people.
and how he can't be idly by when he sees you hurt. He wants you to be. Hindi. He wants to see you uninjured, happy, and unhurt. Those sorts of things.
I'm so
He
confused. I don't know how to deal with
clearly
this.
cares for you.
I really don't know how to deal with this, though. Like, I'm not used to that kind of thing. Like, okay, I've been with people in the physical sense, but I've never really experienced that kind of affection, and it's strange, and I hate how good it feels, and I kind of feel
Maybe,
guilty for it too, because I was never really, well, my lifestyle didn't allow me to get close with anyone, and now it's weird. I mean, if anyone
maybe.
would be able to understand, I think that would be you, probably.
uh, Look, it is a different time now. You are no longer that. You are now in the Inquisition, and this person is also in here.
Yes, and he's also my superior, which is
5:30. It doesn't matter. You see, it does not matter. What love is love. That is all you need to know, dear girl. You should not decline it. That would be quite bad for you and for him. Do not put duty in front of it. I know how you wardens like to do that. Duty above everything.
well, that's what we live by.
Yes, yes. Ah, and you also said you will. Your main thing is about Darkspawn, yet you are here not doing the Darkspawn thing and fighting this
Well,
dreaded wolf god,
I
air quote.
figured after this whole deal that happened back then, this was the place to be. Unfortunately, like it or not, the wardens aren't what they used to be. What's left of us, anyway.
Just learn to accept it and do not decline it. It might do more harm. Well, if you want to decline it, do it now. Do not wait.
I I don't want to decline it though. But I have to admit that it scares me.
Why?
Why? Well, because it's something that it's uncharted territory for me, you know.
What if you're not the only one that is scared? What if he is as well?
Well,
You're not the only one in this journey, Serena. He is also there with you.
should I tell him about it?
Yes,
What should I tell
please
him?
tell him about how you feel.
Isn't it a bit early for that? I mean,
Well, is it though? Is it?
um,
Is it though?
isn't it?
Think about it. Is it? For all the things you two have done already.
I mean, I don't consider having done all that much. What do
So
you
much
mean?
time spent together. Can't stop gazing upon each other. The celebratory wines.
I mean, yeah, but that's just a few weeks worth of some interactions. I mean, to be fair, I don't know him all that much. I
Well, then,
know
if
that
that is
he's.
what you want to think, then get to know the man better. Spend more time with him. Learn about him. Ask him. Ask him some stuff that will either break it for you or make it, I suppose. Look, I don't really know much about this love thing, okay?
Well, for someone who doesn't know, you sure give a lot of advice about it.
It only happened once for me. Don't know much about it other than that. Do not decline what you're feeling.
Well, I guess I'll have some thinking to do and some talking to do. And I'm not terribly good at talking.
Well, you do it better than I do.
Mm, I wouldn't go that far.
Do not sell yourself short. He stands up. He drinks the tea in one chug. Think about it. He leaves.
I guess Irena stays there with the wine for a little while and then goes do her own things.
Mm-hmm. Think about it.
I will. I will. And I guess we'll end it here.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of heart to heart between the dwarf and the killer.
Jesus Christ, why are they? Why
Yeah.
are you asking? Why?
Anyway, I'm gonna stop the broadcast now.